Hi everyone. Okay, it's Coach Amaka here for Healing and Recovery Counseling. Um, I had a thought come on my mind yesterday, and I just thought to share, and that is what causes suicidal thoughts, thoughts of suicide. And I have a few ideas. One is isolation. When someone succeeds in isolating themselves and reclusing from the whole world. The second is some pain and brokenness, carrying the pain of regrets, the pain of trauma, and being completely saddened by the circumstances of their life. Essentially, the things that aren't working out. You know, we all have goals, and when these goals don't come together, we're not happy. And when we begin to compare ourselves to other people's progress, then we begin to become very, very unhappy and unsatisfied and unfulfilled. And that obviously pushes us into a dark place. Another reason is when someone is owing a lot of debt and they don't know how to pay off this debt, as well as not living a life that they have dreamed for themselves, having maybe worked really hard throughout their life. Another thing is not maybe following the footsteps of an unsuccessful parent. So that becomes a pattern, like when someone says you're just like your father or you behave just like your mother, right? That is because they are looking at your life and it mirrors the life of your father or the life of your mother. There are also times when people don't believe that they are loved. So, and that is also what leads people into dependency on substance. So when people are using substance, the first time might be by accident, but then soon enough, it becomes a coping mechanism. It becomes a place that they want to like escape, their little escape from their reality. And when you say something about it, they feel judged, they feel criticized, they feel unloved, they feel attacked. And this set of people do not like to take correction. They don't like to be corrected. They don't like to be blamed. They don't like to be called out. They don't like to change. So instead of change, what they now do is they go ahead and ahead and ahead to get deeper and deeper into the dark place until there's no way to come out anymore. Now, why do they think suicidal? Because they feel unloved. They don't feel like they have a loving partner, a loving family, a loving friendship circle. They have also reclused from everything, such as work, business, life, social activities. They are no longer active on social media. They don't like to take photos anymore. They don't feel like they look like they used to look. So they judge everything about themselves and they feel like they failed. They feel like failures. They feel unproductive. They feel unsuccessful. They feel overwhelmed. And no matter how much help you're extending to them, they don't want to take it because they believe that if they take the help that you're providing, then now they owe you something, and they don't want to owe you because they're already looking at them as themselves as being in debt. So they don't want to owe another debt because now you give them the help and they receive it, they're going to owe you something in return, even when you haven't asked. This set of people also don't like to go to therapy because therapy tells you exactly what it is you're doing, right or wrong, and how exactly what you're doing is making you feel. They also believe that when they go to therapy, then they are forced to become vulnerable because by telling their story, which they believe is shameful, is not prideful, it will make them to feel less It will make them to feel small. It will make them to feel like they haven't figured out life, that they aren't good, like they ain't got it. And when they ain't got it, then it's a problem. Um, Finally, they do not like to heal. So when you don't go to therapy and when you don't check in with a healing counselor, such as you are refusing healing for yourself, and nobody can force you to heal. Healing is something that you do for yourself. Healing is your own commitment. And if you're non-committal already with little things that don't require your vulnerability, that don't require so much out of you, how would you now be able to commit to something that will require vulnerability? Because you have to be sincere. You have to allow your hair to fall. You have to let yourself shatter to the ground and begin to piece yourself together, because that's really what healing is all about. You have to be self-aware. You have to accept your own weaknesses. You have to agree that you're weak in this and the other way. You also have to understand that you might be repeating a pattern that one of your parents or either of your parents or both of your parents have, such as not loving yourself enough, not committing to your commitments, not satisfying expectations, not fulfilling expectations, right? So that's another pattern. And when you believe that you're not fulfilling expectation, ultimately you begin to recluse, because now you feel like this person will not care much about me anymore. I've disappointed them, I've failed them. It's just best for me to like limit how I engage with them, limit how I show up for them to see me. I just have to like roll back into my shell and recluse for the rest of the year. That's how suicidal thought comes about. Because when you're in a dark place, no one is calling you, no one is returning, you're not returning people's missed calls. No one is texting you or checking in on you. No one is calling you to hang out. No one is involving you in things anymore, because you never commit. You always bail, or you disappoint, or you pull the plug last minute, or you don't even like to cooperate with people, like work together, do things together, right? You don't like to be that much intentional in pulling your own weight where it involves teamwork. You begin to think that they won't care about you, they won't take you seriously because you have disappointed them. And that's true. That's just human nature. Once you fail or you disappoint or you betray, no one's going to take you seriously, right? Maybe you try somebody else who has never experienced you in that manner. So anyways, if this resonates, say something. I want to hear your comments. Also, if you know somebody who you believe has been reclusive this period or this season, or who is going through a lot, they are in debt, their business is failing, their job is not stable anymore, they're suffering financially, they are emotionally broken, they were probably not raised with love, and now they cannot find a reason to love themselves enough to seek help. Someone who is beginning to get much and much into substance use and dependency. This is the person that needs this message. Send it to them. And for you, the listener, please learn a thing or two as a signal, or as a signal and a symptom of suicidal thoughts and suicide, so that you can help your own person, you help your loved one. How can you help the loved one? That will be another video. All right, follow for more. Please, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Help us to grow. Subscribe, please, and thank you. We appreciate you.